If you could just pop out your ID and I could run that through my system, make sure everything's copacetic, it'd be really cool.
What do you need? My ID for do anything wrong?
A man is stopped at a gas station by a police officer who claims there were calls in the area. The officer requests ID, but the man refuses, politely but firmly, asking if he's being detained and reminding the officer of his rights.
There's just calls in the area, in the general vicinity, and if I could get a look at your ID, run you into my system, make sure everything's cool, get you on your way.
I mean, am I being detained? Because that's the only way you can take my ID. I didn't just pumping gas.
All I'm really trying to do is get a look at your ID, and then we can go from there. Again, if there's nothing wrong, I can run your...
In most U.S. states, police can only demand identification if you're legally detained or pulled over for a traffic infraction. Under Hebel v. 6th Judicial District Court of Nevada, 2004, states with stop and identify statutes can require ID only if there is reasonable suspicion of a crime. Since the officer admits he has no specific accusation, only calls in the area, the man is legally correct in refusing.
Your ID, make sure you're safe and not a threat to society at all, and then I can move you along. So, again, if you could just pop that out, it'd be really cool.
Yeah, I'm not a threat to society, officer. I'm pumping my gas. You know, price is already high enough. I don't need any more problems.
Right, and I appreciate you just dropped $100, but the point is, I need to make sure you're not a threat, and you can't just say I'm not a threat. Like, I need to know by processing you through my system. So if I can check your ID, get you underway. We don't need to complicate this with a big long conversation back and forth. Again, obviously you can tell I'm an officer of the law. I don't know you. You can identify me. You've done such, which is, I guess, why you're giving me this attitude. But the reality is I need to check ID. And you're really kind of pissing me off. So the quicker you could grab that, that'd be cool, buddy.
Yeah, it's just that I know the law. That's not being detained. I don't have to get detained, so I'm not.
You know the law. So you're a lawyer or something?
No, I'm just educated.
Okay.
On my right.
Well, I'm going to educate you once again. This is my neighborhood, right? And I of course, I don't live here because I wouldn't be caught shit over here. But I need to make sure the people who do live in this neighborhood are safe. And you're bothering me by not showing your ID. You're making me wonder if I can trust you, so you're untrustworthy.
How much of a danger can it be?
Right. Well, you're at a gas station. Do you have any weapons on you? Do you have, at this point, you could have a lighter on you and turn the nozzle into a weapon. So, again, this back and forth is not really necessary. I need to see your ID. If you're not going to comply, we can have a different conversation, because this back and forth conversation just really isn't working for me.
We can have a conversation if you have right to take me downtown to speak about it, but if you don't have any right to, then...
Is that where you want to end up? You want to end up downtown? Because we can do it that way.
I'd rather end up in my car.
Why don't you just go ahead and pop your trunk as well while you're in there? I feel like I'm getting a smell, an odor of something. What's that? Do you have drugs in?
Warrant. That's also my Fourth Amendment right.
You have drugs in the car?
I do not. No, unless you have a warrant, though, you're not allowed to search my car.
So you're not going to show me ID, and you're not going to. Let me see. So you're kind of disobedient at this point.
I mean, right? I'm not resisting arrest, so I'm not breaking it.
Well, you're resisting me a little bit because I'm asking for simple requests.
Resisting things that you're asking me that are against your protocol. I mean,
you don't know my protocol. You don't know my boss. My boss is more than fine with me walking up to people that I deem to be suspicious, and that's where we're at. Like, I don't understand why we're even stopping this conversation. I can take you downtown, as you mentioned. If you don't want to play along, I can put you in some cuffs and take you downtown. I'd really rather just see your ID.
What would be the cause for arrest?
We'll figure something out on the way downtown, right? You're resisting. You're not compliant. There's a lot going on here that we can get down on the books, right? So
threatening arrest without probable cause violates the Fourth Amendment's protection against unreasonable seizure. Statements like, "We'll figure something out on the way," suggest retaliatory or retaliatory intent, which can lead to civil rights liability under 42 U.S. Code, paragraph 1983.
The reality is, you're going downtown, or I'm going to see your ID, or I'm going to get in the back of this car. So are you going to...
do any of those things, because I didn't break any laws. You don't have a warrant to search my car. I mean, there's really...
You think I give a shit about any of that?
I mean, you should. You're an officer of the law.
I'm here to make sure that you're not a problem, and you're being a problem. You're being a real pain, honestly.
I would argue you're being more of a problem than I am.
Sir, you're really lucky I haven't already detained you by this point, because...
For what, though? What would I be getting detained for?
Let's get back to the main...
Without probable cause or consent, searching the vehicle would violate the Fourth Amendment. A vague claim like, "I smell something," without corroboration or evidence, is not enough for a warrantless search. The driver correctly invokes his Fourth Amendment rights, saying, "Unless you have a warrant, you're not allowed to search my car."
Subject. Let me see your ID. We can get you on your way. I don't really want to have to waste my time with paperwork and running you downtown, but I'm going to get to the bottom of this, so I can either see what's going on in the back of this through the tinted window and all this other suspiciousness going on, or I can pat you down, make sure you don't have any weapons on you. We can go a lot of different ways on this.
No, I'm not.
You might have a nail file on you that all of a sudden I deem a weapon. So really, the reality is, this is going my way. If you're not going to comply, we can do this the more fun way, I suppose you could look at it, because we're going to have some fun if you're not going to comply, bro.
Yeah, no, I mean, unless if you show me the warrant to search my car, I'll happily let you search it. If you have probable cause to, detain me for anything, then I can show you my ID. But if not, then it's getting kind of late. I'd rather just...
Yeah, you're absolutely wasting my time. Grab your ID. Let's stop BSing. Pop your ID out.
This is a textbook example of a citizen exercising constitutional rights lawfully. The man does not interfere, threaten, or obstruct. Thus, he is not resisting arrest under any statutory definition.
Again, let me see where your hands are at all times. I don't want you making any sudden movements. But if you do you have your ID on you? You keep.
I mean, of course, I'm driving a car. I have to have my license.
Right, like I said, we can find a lot of reasons to take you downtown. So, okay, good. We've established you have your ID. Now let's move on to the next.
So what is...
No, let's move on to the next logical position, which is you hand me the ID slowly and without making any sudden movements, and that way I don't have to worry that you're a problem. And then I can run your. I'm already going to run your plate, so but I want to make sure you personally don't have any warrants. And the more you fight me on this,
if you ran my plate.
the more you fight me on this, the more I'm thinking there's something you're trying to hide. And you got tinted windows. You could have drugs in the car. I feel like I'm getting some kind of scent here. I don't know what I've smelled. I can grab my dog. Actually, my dog is in the car with the other guy, but I can get another cruiser down here in a jiffy with the K9.
I mean, you'd just be wasting time.
You got a K on your neck. Is that for K? I want to talk to your K9. What is that? Are you some kind of gangbanger or something?
No, not at all.
You like a reformed gangbanger or something?
Do I look like a reformed gangbanger?
Man, I don't know. I know that you're not complying, and that's really being troublesome for me, and I'm really not. I'm getting kind of tired of this bogus back and forth.
Sorry that it's so troublesome.
Again,
I know my rights, officer, and this is...
For all I know, you have weapons on you. You have drugs in the car. There's a whole lot that could be going on here, and until I can run your ID, I don't know what I'm dealing with. So stop wasting my time.
The only crime that's going on here are these gas prices. Okay.
Okay.
That's it. So,
I can appreciate that, but the reality is, you're not getting out of here without getting processed, bro. And there's no one else here. Listen, there's no one else here. I'd be bothering them to make sure they're not a problem. But
there's plenty of other people here.
No, you're the person that's
me out of the crowd.
You're the one that's being non-compliant. You're the one that's becoming an issue.
It's just I don't have to give you the ID unless we're detained.
Right, because you're some kind of lawyer or something, right?
No, it's just I'm educated on the law, as anyone should be.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go make a lap around the block, and I hope you're done and you move on, because if I pick you up, I'm gonna pull you over.
All right.
You better have that ID on you, especially if you're moving this car.
Yeah.
The officer backing off confirms that he lacked probable cause or reasonable suspicion. Had the officer detained or arrested the man without legal basis, it could have opened him up to civil suit for unlawful detention.
All right. Maybe comply next time.